here every morning for you, and 7 days now until the August 3rd primary. The Speaker of the House, Andy Dillon, is 48 years old, of Redford Township, a Democrat. He earned his accounting degree from the University of Notre Dame and has a business background. You can find out more about him at andydillon.com or just turn up your radio because he's with us right now. Good to speak to you again, Mr. Speaker.
Morning, Michael Patrick. How are you today?
Good. With 7 days to go, how do you spend your last 7 days? Every minute is precious, I would think, at this point, particularly with what we understand to be a large number of undecided voters in the Democratic side.
Yeah, we're going to get a tour bus, and we're going to, close up the last week by traveling the state after we're done with session on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. You'll be how far will you go, and where will you end up on primary day? Back in Redford, I presume.
Yeah, I have to vote in my hometown on Tuesday, and so we'll. I hope to get up to the UP. I'm negotiating with the campaign team about that right now, but I do. We started off the campaign going up for a tour up there, and I'd like to get up there before it's the election day on August 3rd.
Have you gone so far as to do any door knocking?
That's funny you bring that up because I was scheduled to do it last night. We got a little held up, but I think we will do that here in the last week.
Have you done that before?
I've done it for every election I've had, and I think I've hit every voter's door in my town at least twice in the 3 elections I've had. So, yeah, it's something that, and it's actually the best part of the campaign. Sometimes you dread getting out there, but once you're out there and you're talking to people, it actually is the best part of the campaign.
Huh, yeah, I would think so, too. And having never done it, I would probably dread, too, knocking on a strange door, wondering what's going to happen when the door opens. And I would think just by sheer numbers from time to time, you get a couple of them shut in your face.
You do, but those are pretty isolated. In fact, I got bit by a dog once, and actually to the point where I was bleeding. But, those are isolated incidents, and for the most part, it's a good experience. The
price that you pay for public service, being bitten by a dog.
Yeah.
You were sort of bitten by Bill Ballinger from Inside Michigan Politics, who came out and said he thinks that Lansing Mayor Verge Bernero is going to win the nomination unless you have some sort of big surprise or a lot of money to spend that we don't know about. Why did Bill Ballinger say that, you think? I mean, look, when I see the poll, you're ahead by 10 points.
I'm not into the polls, but I'll tell you, I went to my advisors, because I read about it, and they're upset with me for wasting 3 minutes on it. I mean, I think I had 130 people, respond to a robo phone call. Mm-hmm. But I take it very seriously. I want to make certain we're going to run hard till the end, and I don't believe any polls. So we're just going to keep running hard, and we'll see what happens on August 3rd. Does
Bill Ballinger have something against you?
I can't predict or think why he's doing what he's doing. I like Bill. We've met on numerous occasions. I don't have anything against him personally, and he has the right to have his opinion. So we'll see what happens on August 3rd.
I know that he's had his troubles, being a Lansing resident with Verge Bernero. I've heard him voice some of those opinions before, but I've never heard him say anything negatively about you other than the standard criticism that goes along with the role that you're in. Speaking of criticism...
You're used to that.
Yeah, are you?
I am getting used to it, yeah. Sure.
Got a long way to go if you're going. Speaking of criticism, President Obama coming to Detroit on Friday to visit with some of the auto companies, and eventually he'll get to all 3 of them. What's your opinion at this point as we get close to the midterm elections of the performance of the president?
Yeah, we say all the time that our governor was dealt a tough hand, but, I can't imagine... the role and the job he was given. But I want to give him a lot of compliments for what he did with our auto industry. I mean, at a time when it was very politically unpopular, he stood up to our auto industry, or for our auto industry. And, I was asked to endorse him early in during that primary season. And I said, I want to, but some of his rhetoric troubles me about the auto industry. Mm-hmm. So before I would endorse him, we had a one-on-one meeting, and he assured me that he, realized how important the industry was. And, he lived up to his word. So in my little pocket of the world, he stood up for the auto industry even when it wasn't popular. And look, today, General Motors is looking about doing an IPO. Chrysler is, making money. I mean, he made the right decision even though it wasn't politically popular. And I feel like, I've had some of those same battles where, I'm doing what I think is right even though it's not politically popular. And that's what you need to do as a leader. So on the auto sector, I'll give him an A+.
A-plus on the auto sector. 30 seconds left. You said that the president's been given a tough hand. If you're elected governor, you're going to start with a tough hand, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm not running because I'm anxious to be governor. I think this is fixable. I think the state needs a different kind of leader right now, someone that has both, private sector as well as public sector experience. And I think I'm the candidate that offers that.
Okay, thank you very much. Travel safely in that bus, and watch out for the doggies out there if you knock on doors.
You got it, Mike.
Thank you. Speaker Andy Dillon, the Democrat candidate for governor.